My girlfriend told me she's going to have a baby, so we decided to end our marriage. It hurt when my husband, Oscar, who is 45 years old, said harsh things to me like, "Get out of my sight. You can't have kids." He said this while he was hugging another woman, his lover. She seemed really upset, shaking and looking down. It's understandable why she would feel that way. Let me introduce myself. I'm Alva, a 45-year-old woman who works in business. I've always been good at learning and got a job in a big company after finishing college. I worked abroad for many years, and when I came back to the United States, I got promoted to head of my department. My personal life was good too. I had a loving partner named Oscar. Oscar and I met in college. We were in the same classes and became close friends. After we graduated, we started dating. 5 years later, my bosses told me I had to work in Japan for 5 years. Oscar proposed, and I said yes. He even quit his job to come with me. We got married and moved to Japan together. Life was exciting. I was busy with work, and Oscar worked part-time in a restaurant. Because Oscar worked at a restaurant, we didn't have to cook much at home. We enjoyed trying different foods and traveling around Japan on weekends. Time flew by, and after 5 years, we returned to the US. I was busy with work, and Oscar found a job at a restaurant again. Everything seemed fine, except for one thing. We couldn't have children. We were getting older, and I started wanting a baby. We tried everything, even fertility treatments, but nothing worked. It was a tough time for both of us. I started feeling worthless as a woman. After years of trying and spending a lot of money on treatments, we decided to give up on having kids. It would just be the two of us from then on. Since we left for Japan right after graduating from university, we didn't have much chance to explore the United States. So, when we returned, my husband and I decided to travel across America. We indulged in local specialties and visited popular tourist spots, which was incredibly enjoyable. I found myself daydreaming about the happy times ahead with my husband, and everything seemed to be going smoothly, both at work and in our personal life. At my job, I was promoted to the position of department head, which meant I had more responsibilities, but I was ready to take on the challenge. Among the new employees I was overseeing, there was one familiar face that caught my attention, Ingrid. She turned out to be my niece, whom I hadn't seen in about 10 years. Her mother, my sister, lived far away in the countryside, working as a farmer. It was a pleasant surprise to see Ingrid, even though she seemed a bit distant at first. We caught up on family news, and I learned that she moved out after finishing university due to my sister's strict rules. It was heartwarming to reconnect with family, even in the workplace. However, our reunion took an unexpected turn when Ingrid made some remarks that seemed disrespectful. She seemed to imply that I, as an older employee, didn't belong in the company alongside the younger staff. I was taken aback by her attitude, especially considering how sweet and polite she used to be when she was younger. During our morning meeting, Ingrid's behavior continued to irk me as she spoke with an air of arrogance, praising the young employees while indirectly belittling older ones like myself. It took all my restraint not to react angrily. Instead, I chose to address the entire team with a welcoming and encouraging message, emphasizing the value of diversity in the workplace. As the meeting ended, Ingrid approached me with an apologetic expression. She acknowledged her earlier rudeness and admitted that her comments were out of line. Despite feeling hurt by her words, I decided to forgive her, realizing that she may have spoken without considering the impact of her words. This incident reminded me of the importance of patience and understanding, especially when dealing with family members in professional settings. It was a lesson in navigating delicate situations with grace and maturity, even when faced with unexpected challenges. If you treat a customer the way Ingrid treated me, it could lead to serious trouble. I made sure she understood that. Ingrid seemed to grasp her mistake, so I decided to forgive her. However, I couldn't help but feel a bit disappointed. After all, The company Ingrid started working for was my workplace, and it stung a little that she didn't seem to remember its name. But I took solace in the fact that she had someone to look out for her in my absence. After a conversation with my sister, Ingrid's mother, I took it upon myself to familiarize Ingrid with the ins and outs of the company. Of course, I made sure not to show her any special treatment compared to the other new employees. I corrected her mistakes and offered guidance, albeit sternly at times. Ingrid seemed receptive, always responding energetically and appearing attentive. However, my perception of Ingrid took a sharp turn one day during lunch break. It was pouring rain outside, so I decided to heat up a lunch set I had bought from a nearby deli. As I approached the break room, I overheard Ingrid speaking with some other female employees. What I heard was shocking and hurtful. Ingrid was criticizing me, referring to me as that old lady and questioning why I was still working at my age. Her words cut deep, especially considering I had been nothing but patient and helpful to her. Discovering Ingrid's true feelings about me was disheartening. Despite my efforts to guide her professionally, she held such disdain for me behind my back. As her training period ended and she began working independently, it became evident that her careless attitude was causing problems for everyone. Her repeated mistakes frustrated not only me but also other colleagues, regardless of gender. It baffled me how someone like Ingrid managed to land a job in the first place. Despite graduating from a prestigious university, her memory was shockingly poor. I even began to question the authenticity of her academic credentials. My colleagues and I spent a significant amount of time covering up for her mistakes, making our workload much heavier than usual. Around this time, my relationship with my husband hit a rough patch. Our conversations became increasingly terse, with him often expressing disappointment when I arrived home late from work. Despite my efforts to cook dinner for us, he would often already be in bed by the time I got home, his mood soured by my absence. His job in the restaurant industry meant weekends were especially busy for him, often ending with late-night drinking sessions with coworkers. As a result, we found ourselves spending less and less time together, a stark contrast to the harmony we once enjoyed. Meanwhile, Ingrid's behavior at work became increasingly problematic. Despite her numerous mistakes causing headaches for everyone, she frequently took time off citing vague reasons of feeling unwell. This left her colleagues to pick up the slack, resulting in increased overtime for everyone involved. As the head of the department, I grappled with how to address the situation, feeling the weight of both professional and personal stress bearing down on me. Just when I thought things couldn't get any more complicated, my husband dropped a bombshell one weekend. He arrived home late from work with an unexpected guest in tow, his girlfriend. I was dumbfounded as he casually introduced her and dropped the bomb that she was pregnant with his child. Shock and disbelief washed over me as he calmly announced his intention to marry her, citing her legal age and pregnancy as proof that there were no fertility issues on his part. His accusatory gaze pierced through me as he blamed me for our inability to conceive, leaving me feeling utterly shattered and betrayed. The situation became increasingly tense as my husband, Oscar, announced his decision to divorce me, citing his girlfriend's pregnancy. His hurtful words stung as he labeled me as infertile, wrapping his arm around his lover's shoulders while she trembled with guilt. What made matters worse was when I realized that his lover was none other than my own niece, Ingrid. Oscar was taken aback when I called Ingrid by name, unable to comprehend the familial connection between us. Ingrid's silence spoke volumes as I revealed her true identity as my niece, shattering Oscar's perception of their relationship. It turned out that they had met on a dating app, with Oscar unknowingly becoming her benefactor, or what some might call a sugar daddy. The revelation left Oscar in disbelief, struggling to come to terms with the affair that had unfolded right under his nose. Despite his insistence on taking responsibility for Ingrid's pregnancy, the truth remained that he had engaged in infidelity, a fact that I made abundantly clear. As tensions escalated, I confronted Ingrid about her deceitful actions, vowing to inform her mother and take appropriate action at our workplace. Ingrid, visibly shaken by the revelation, remained speechless as I laid out the consequences of her actions. With Oscar's departure from our apartment, I wasted no time in seeking legal recourse, initiating divorce proceedings and pursuing compensation for the damages caused by their affair. The scandalous affair quickly became the talk of the office, casting a shadow over Ingrid's reputation and sparking gossip among our colleagues. As the dust settled, I focused on rebuilding my life, determined to move forward from the betrayal that had rocked my world. After Ingrid's repeated mistakes and disruptive behavior, her salary was significantly reduced, and she was transferred to a distant office. Unable to bear the consequences of her actions, Ingrid chose to resign. It was a disappointing end to her brief stint, considering the effort she had put into securing the job. Ingrid's downward spiral was not a recent development. Despite her initial aspirations to succeed, her attitude soured once she entered university. She relied on her looks to manipulate others into doing her work, rarely attending classes and prioritizing leisure over academics. Despite graduating, her laziness rendered her ineffectual in a professional setting. I made sure to relay Ingrid's misconduct to my sister, who was understandably furious. Taking matters into her own hands, my sister brought Ingrid back to the countryside, where she now assists with farm work. The bulk of her earnings goes towards reimbursing me, leaving her with little disposable income. As for the paternity of Ingrid's child, it turned out that Oscar was not the father. Ingrid had relied on multiple sugar daddies, all of whom vanished when she became pregnant. Oscar, initially willing to take responsibility, left once the truth emerged. Now, my sister has taken on the responsibility of helping Ingrid raise her child, hoping that motherhood will inspire a positive change in her behavior. Meanwhile, Oscar struggles to make ends meet, burdened by his debts and living a modest existence. As for me, I remain focused on my career, ensuring that my employees are disciplined and dedicated. With my worries behind me, I look forward to reclaiming a fulfilling life. As I continue to reflect on the events that unfolded, it's evident that Ingrid's story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of dishonesty and irresponsibility. Despite her initial potential, she allowed herself to be consumed by laziness and manipulation, leading to her downfall in both her professional and personal life. While it's disheartening to witness the extent of Ingrid's shortcomings, there remains a glimmer of hope that motherhood may serve as a catalyst for positive change. My sister's decision to take Ingrid back to the countryside and involve her in farm work demonstrates a commitment to fostering personal growth and accountability. With the arrival of her child, Ingrid is presented with an opportunity to prioritize the well-being of her family and cultivate a stronger sense of responsibility. Meanwhile, Oscar's struggles serve as a sobering reminder of the consequences of infidelity and financial irresponsibility. His decision to leave once the truth about Ingrid's child emerged underscores the importance of facing reality and taking ownership of one's actions. Despite the challenges he faces, there remains the potential for Oscar to learn from his mistakes and chart a new path forward. As for myself, I remain steadfast in my dedication to my career and the pursuit of personal fulfillment. While the journey has been fraught with obstacles and challenges, I am grateful for the lessons learned and the opportunity to emerge stronger and more resilient. With my worries behind me, I look forward to embracing the future with optimism and enthusiasm. In conclusion, the tale of Ingrid, Oscar, and myself serves as a reminder of the complexities of human nature and the importance of resilience, integrity, and growth in the face of adversity. As we each navigate our respective paths, may we strive to learn from our mistakes, embrace opportunities for growth, and cultivate a future defined by fulfillment, purpose, and happiness. As time passes, the echoes of Ingrid's actions continue to reverberate, prompting deeper reflection on the dynamics of trust, forgiveness, and redemption. Despite the turmoil caused by her deceit, there remains a lingering hope that Ingrid will seize the opportunity for self-improvement and reconciliation. The prospect of motherhood often serves as a transformative journey, offering newfound perspectives and priorities. With the support of my sister and the responsibilities of raising her child, Ingrid may find the strength and determination to confront her past mistakes and embark on a path of growth and renewal. Oscar's journey, on the other hand, highlights the sobering realities of navigating the aftermath of infidelity and financial instability. As he grapples with the consequences of his actions, Oscar faces a pivotal moment of reckoning, where he must confront his shortcomings and chart a course towards personal accountability and healing. Despite the challenges ahead, there remains the potential for Oscar to reclaim his sense of self-worth and rebuild his life with integrity and resilience. As for myself, the experiences shared with Ingrid and Oscar have left an indelible mark, shaping my perspective on trust, loyalty, and the complexities of human relationships. Through the trials and tribulations of this journey, I have emerged with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Armed with the lessons learned and the wisdom gained, I look ahead with optimism and courage, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. In the grand tapestry of life, the stories of Ingrid, Oscar, and myself serve as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of forgiveness and redemption. As we navigate the complexities of our shared existence, may we continue to strive for growth, compassion, and understanding, forging a future defined by hope, reconciliation, and unwavering resilience. As the dust settles and life continues to unfold, I find myself drawn to introspection, pondering the broader implications of Ingrid's journey and its impact on those around her. Beyond the immediate fallout of her actions lies a deeper narrative of societal pressures, personal vulnerabilities, and the relentless pursuit of happiness in a world fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Ingrid's story serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in human relationships and the profound ways in which our choices shape our destinies. Her descent into deceit and manipulation speaks to the insidious allure of instant gratification and the seductive allure of deception in the pursuit of one's desires. Yet, beneath the surface lies a poignant tale of longing, insecurity, and the desperate search for validation and belonging. In many ways, Ingrid's struggles mirror our own, serving as a mirror through which we confront our own fears, insecurities, and moral ambiguities. Her journey forces us to reckon with uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us, challenging us to confront the shadows that lurk within our own hearts and minds. Yet, amid the darkness, there remains a glimmer of hope, a beacon of light that illuminates the path towards redemption and renewal. Through adversity, we discover the resilience of the human spirit and the capacity for growth and transformation. It is in our darkest moments that we find the strength to rise above our circumstances and forge a new path forward, guided by the light of self-awareness and the wisdom gained through experience.